In order to find my axis of symmetry, my vertex, and my y-intercept in a quadratic equation that's in standard form, first thing I need to know is what my a, my b, and my c values are. So my a is always the coefficient to the x squared. So my a is -4. My b is the coefficient to x, which is 16. And my c is the constant. And when I look, I don't have a constant. So that means it's a 0. So to find my axis of symmetry, my AOS, the formula is the opposite of B over 2A. So I say opposite of B instead of negative B because that way I don't screw up a negative sign later. So the opposite of B, the opposite of my B, opposite of positive 16 is negative 16 over 2 times my A, and my A is -4. So -16 over -8 equals +2. So my axis of symmetry is x equals 2. Now the cool thing about that is going to be the x value of my vertex. So when I start looking at my vertex, I already know that the x value is 2. I just need to know what my y value is. So to do that, I'm going to plug my 2 right in here into my equation for the x. And I'm actually going to use the store value on my calculator as, or at least I'm going to recommend that you use the store value, because when you're dealing with x squareds, a lot of times people screw that up. So I'm going to type in on my calculator the 2, which is what I know x is, so 2, store, the store button, and the x, and press enter, and that stores 2 for x. And then I'm just going to type in my equation, -4x squared plus 16x. And when I press enter, it tells me that my y is a 16. So now I know my vertex. The store value is just easier than doing substitution to make sure you don't mess up negative signs when you're working with x squared. And then finally the y-intercept. Y-intercept is the easiest of all of this, because the y-intercept is just the c value of your standard equation. So I know that my y-intercept is a 0, or the ordered pair 0, 0.